Imagine a world consumed by fire and chaos for 6 long years. Over 70 million lives lost, cities reduced to rubble, families torn apart, and then, on a quiet morning aboard a battleship in Tokyo Bay, history changed forever. September 2nd, 1945, the day World War II finally ended. But what really happened on that day? And why does it still matter today? Welcome to Earth Sights on this day series. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most significant moments in human history, the official end of the Second World War on September 2nd, 1945. This wasn't just a date on a calendar. It was the day that reshaped the world order, marked the defeat of one of the most aggressive military powers in history, and set the stage for the modern era we live in today. In this video, we'll explore the dramatic events leading up to Japan's surrender, the historic ceremony aboard the USS Missouri, the emotions of that day, and the aftermath that would shape the next half-century. So stay with us, because by the end, you'll understand why September 2nd was both an ending and a beginning. By mid-1945, Europe had been liberated. Hitler was dead. Germany had surrendered in May. Yet, the war wasn't over. The Pacific raged on. Japan, though battered by relentless bombing and a naval blockade that strangled its resources, refused to surrender. Why? For Japan, surrender meant dishonor. It went against everything in their military code of Bushido. The Allies demanded unconditional surrender, and Japan wasn't ready to give in. Then came August 1945, the month that changed everything. Hiroshima, Nagasaki, 2 atomic bombs were dropped within 3 days. Cities wiped off the map, tens of thousands killed instantly. And still, Japan hesitated until the Soviet Union declared war and launched a full-scale invasion of Manchuria. Faced with inevitable destruction, Emperor Hirohito made a fateful decision: surrender. The morning of September 2nd, 1945, dawned clear and calm over Tokyo Bay. Anchored in the bay was the USS Missouri, an American battleship chosen for its symbolic power. This was where the final chapter of the most devastating war in history would be written. At exactly 9 a.m. Tokyo time, representatives from Japan arrived on the Missouri's deck. They were met by generals and admirals from the Allied forces: the United States, Britain, the Soviet Union, China, Australia, Canada, France, the Netherlands, and New Zealand. General Douglas MacArthur, the supreme commander of the Allied forces, presided over the ceremony. His speech was brief but powerful. We are gathered here, representatives of the major warring powers, to conclude a solemn agreement whereby peace may be restored. Then came the signing of the Instrument of Surrender, a document that officially ended World War II. The Japanese Foreign Minister, Mamoru Shigemitsu, signed first, his face solemn behind dark glasses. Then General Yasujiro Umezu for the Imperial Japanese Army. And finally, the Allies, one by one. As the pens were lifted and the ceremony concluded, a sense of profound relief washed over the deck. For the soldiers present, this wasn't just history, it was personal. They had fought through jungles, across beaches, through firestorms. Many had lost friends, brothers, entire units. Now, they could finally go home. MacArthur's closing words captured the moment. Let us pray that peace be now restored to the world, and that God will preserve it always. Above the Missouri, hundreds of Allied planes flew in formation, a final display of power and a promise that this nightmare was over. The end of World War II didn't just stop the fighting, it reshaped the entire world. The United Nations was born that same year, aiming to prevent another global war. The US and the Soviet Union emerged as superpowers, setting the stage for the Cold War. Japan, once a mighty empire, would become a nation committed to peace under a new constitution. But the price of that peace? Over 70 million dead, entire cities obliterated. The scars of that war remain etched into history and into our collective memory. So what lessons can we learn from that fateful day? September 2nd, 1945 was the day the guns fell silent, but it was also a warning, a reminder of what happens when ambition and aggression go unchecked. And yet, it was a day of hope. A day that showed humanity's capacity to rebuild, to reconcile, to strive for peace. If you found this journey through history meaningful, hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to Earthside for more stories that shaped our world. And tell us in the comments, what do you think is the most important lesson from World War II? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching, and remember, history is not just about the past. It's about understanding the present and shaping the future.